Right, just looked at a film called Days of Heaven by Terrence Malick. I first heard of him a few years ago when his film Tree of Life was in like Oscar talks, I think. But I've never seen any of his movies, and all I knew about him was that he's kind of like philosophical, like deep filmmaker that nobody really understood. And I can see where that's coming from. I haven't seen any of his newer stuff, but Days of Heaven, 1978, there's a little bit of that in there. It follows the story of Bill and his girlfriend Abby and his sister Linda, and after he accidentally kills a coworker, he and the girls just run from their Chicago life. This is pre-World War One, and they wind up in the Texas Panhandle working on a farm for a farmer played by Sam Shepard. The farmer falls in love with Abby because they tell everyone that they're siblings and not, bumping nugs, so to speak. So the farmer ends up marrying Abby, and they're there for about a year, and then everything kind of goes tits up when locusts show up and attack the wheat farm, and in their rush to save everything, the farmer finds out about Bill and Abby and attacks Bill. The whole farm is set ablaze. Bill kills the farmer and they run from the cops. Eventually Bill gets shot dead by the cops, and Abby goes on a train to who knows where, and Linda winds up just alone, kind of. But her story is the story of Linda's, the younger sister. The whole film is narrated by her, and it's told kind of from her perspective. And it seems like it should be about Bill and Abby and the farmer, like that should be the movie, but there's a good chunk at the end that after Bill's shot and Linda keeps talking, and it shows like what happens with her a little bit past that, and it's a really interesting view of adult events but told through the eyes of a child, so to speak. It brought back a nostalgic feeling of being a kid, and there's something I always think about when I was a child, and my great-grandmother died. I don't know how my mom and dad found out. I assume a phone call from my grandmother, but they ended up telling us this after the fact, but before they told me and my sister, we were upstairs in our house and we looked down and my mom was crying in my dad's arms. But we didn't know that. We were like, ew, they're being gross and hugging. And it's just that kind of feeling I got from the whole movie of Linda sees what's going on and she sees the troubles that her family and friends are going through and these adult situations, but either doesn't fully comprehend them or doesn't care. It's like one of the lines when they're on a riverboat post killing the farmer, and she's just like she talks about seeing people on the shore, and she's like, they're so far away, can't see what they're doing. Maybe they're burying a body, maybe they're calling for help, something. But it's told with like this tone of, it doesn't really matter, I don't really care. And it's weird. It brought back those kind of emotions, watching it. Beautiful cinematography, by the way. Oscar winning and deservedly. Just stunning wide shots of this farm and clouds in the sky, and also close-up shots of animals, and there's little, not stop motion, the thing where like you put a camera down and it takes a frame like every minute or so and it speeds up and it looks like there's one of those of plant growing. I can't I'm losing my mind. I don't even know what that's called. It's not stop motion. Whatever. I'll remember it eventually. There's one of those of a plant coming out of the ground. It's just really gorgeous filmmaking. Regardless of how you feel about the story, dialogue, or any of that, just visually beautiful movie. That's all I really got to say about that. tomorrow I'm looking at Legends of the Fall, which was suggested to me by one of my coworkers over at the toy store. So I'm going to take a look at that tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe. Please suggest the film for me to watch in the comments below. And I'll see you tomorrow.